Thousands of years after the first seeds were sown, something remarkable began to emerge. Villages grew larger, trade became complex, people began to organize, govern, and record. Human life was no longer just about surviving, it was about building a world. In a land between two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, a civilization was born. Mesopotamia, often called the Cradle of Civilization, it was here that humans first laid the foundations of cities, laws, and written language. But why here? And how did farmers and foragers transform into urban planners, scribes, and kings? To understand, we must journey back over 5,000 years to the floodplains of southern Iraq, where rivers fed the soil and humans fed their ambitions. Mesopotamia, from the Greek for land between rivers, was a region uniquely suited to spark civilization. Framed by the Tigris and Euphrates, the alluvial plains of modern-day Iraq were fertile, yet unpredictable. Annual floods enriched the soil but came without warning, forcing communities to cooperate, plan, and adapt. Early Mesopotamians built canals, dikes, and reservoirs. Irrigation wasn't just a convenience, it was survival. And with it came surplus. Surplus led to trade. Trade led to cities. The climate was arid, but technology triumphed over nature. People dug deep wells, baked bricks in the sun, and crafted new tools from bronze. By 3500 BCE, scattered farming villages began to coalesce into towns. Eridu, Uruk, and some of the world's earliest cities, rose from the marshy earth. Uruk alone may have housed over 50,000 people, with temples, walls, and markets bustling with life. This transformation wasn't just about population, it was about structure, social, political, and economic. The demands of irrigation, trade, and governance created new roles: administrators, priests, engineers. The land between rivers became a laboratory for complex society. Mesopotamia wasn't destined to succeed because of its location alone, it succeeded because humans, faced with challenge, turned to cooperation, innovation, and imagination. In Mesopotamia, cities weren't just places to live, they were centers of power, religion, and identity. By 3000 BCE, urban life had taken shape. At the heart of each city stood the ziggurat, a stepped temple rising toward the sky. It wasn't just a spiritual beacon, it was a symbol of human ambition. Priests managed the temples, overseeing not only rituals but resources. Grain, wool, livestock, they all passed through temple hands. Uruk became the first true metropolis. It had a massive wall stretching over 6 miles, public buildings, granaries, and neighborhoods bustling with specialized laborers. With growth came hierarchy. Society divided into classes: rulers, priests, craftsmen, farmers, slaves. Each had a role, each had limits. The economy diversified. Barter was common, but so were standardized weights and measures, early tools of commerce. Markets buzzed with traders from neighboring regions, exchanging copper from Anatolia, timber from Lebanon, and lapis lazuli from Afghanistan. Power shifted from priestly councils to kings like Gilgamesh, the semi-mythical ruler of Uruk. Kings claimed divine sanction and led armies, administered justice, and built monumental architecture. But cities were fragile. Floods, famines, and warfare constantly tested their strength. Still, the urban experiment endured. Cities didn't just emerge in Mesopotamia, they were engineered, with walls, institutions, and identities. Here, in the mud-brick lanes of early Mesopotamia, humanity took another step. From villages of mud and straw to kingdoms of bureaucracy and belief. How do you organize a city of tens of thousands? How do you track grain, settle disputes, or proclaim laws? In Mesopotamia, the answer came not in words spoken, but in symbols written. Around 3200 BCE in the city of Uruk, scribes began pressing wedge-shaped marks into clay tablets. This system, cuneiform, was the first known form of writing. At first it was practical: receipts for barley, ledgers for livestock, inventories of labor. Clay became memory, and memory became power. Writing made it possible to manage empires, to tax, to govern, to codify law, but soon it reached beyond economics. Myths, prayers, contracts, treaties, writing became a tool for culture and continuity. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the earliest surviving works of literature, emerged from this world, a tale of kings, gods, and the search for immortality, etched in clay. Scribes trained in temple schools known as idubas. Mastery of writing took years and conferred status. It wasn't accessible to all, but it shaped everyone's world. With writing, history began to leave the fog of memory and enter the clarity of record. And once invented, writing never left us. It evolved into alphabets, scrolls, books, and bytes, but it all started here, in Mesopotamia, with a stylus, a tablet, and the desire to remember. Though Mesopotamian empires have long since crumbled, their legacy echoes across millennia. They gave us writing, cities, laws, mathematics, and monumental architecture. They measured time in units of 60, still used in our minutes and seconds. They mapped stars, predicted eclipses, and developed early forms of algebra. The Code of Hammurabi, carved in stone, stands as one of the first written legal systems. It introduced the idea that laws should be public, consistent, and enforced by the state. They pioneered bureaucracy, taxation, and diplomacy. Their innovations rippled outward, shaping Egypt, Persia, Greece, and eventually, the modern world. But Mesopotamia also reminds us of fragility. Its cities fell to war, to drought, to the shifting sands of history. The land that birthed civilization became a battleground of empires. Yet from its ruins, we have uncovered thousands of tablets, ziggurats, statues, and stories. A window into the minds of our ancestors. Mesopotamia wasn't the end of history, it was its beginning. The spark that lit the fire of human complexity. We walk its legacy every day, in language, law, and urban life. And in doing so, we remember that beneath every skyscraper and behind every book lies the silent imprint of a clay tablet baked under a Mesopotamian sun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There's so much more to explore together. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next adventure.